I thought it was an up and down.
I know. When have we ever known the way to anything?
Because I'm more like a puppet because I don't speak enough.
Deserted me, so best catch her up. But I actually think they may be collecting mushrooms to go get high later.
Blown off the road. No sympathy. None. Nearly died. Sold a kipper.
We must have got this wrong. But we'll let Nicola get into a state of better clothed. Well, good morning guys and welcome back to the channel. Obviously still on Lofoten. And we're about to do another one of the very popular hikes here. And this is Reiken, I think. And it's also the parking lot to go on the beach hike to Calvica, which is what we'll do later on today. We'll talk about this campsite as well. I think this is really, really worth the money. And as you can see, bright blue skies. That wasn't like that 24 hours ago. Lots of rain yesterday, but it looks like over the next couple of days we're going to get some fantastic weather. So hopefully get a few hikes in and explore this area a little bit more.
I thought you were going to point to me and say something.
I wouldn't dare.
She's still here.
Yeah. And this is even after 2 cups of tea, so...
He said he was going to have to hold his hand up behind my back and because I'm more like a puppet because I don't speak enough. But I'm sure you don't want to hear my ramblings. I've got nothing that interesting to say.
You've always got interesting things to say. Right.
Anyway, we're a bit late starting. It's gone 10 o'clock and it's really warm already.
Yeah.
But hey.
Let's do the hike. How are you finding that?
Yeah, okay actually.
Yeah, it's not too bad
A few
actually.
little chain helpers, which are always good.
Once again, putting the chains in is always good. You always know there's a little bit of scrambling involved there. But I'm going to tell you what, whenever you're out of that wind, you certainly notice the heat of the day. That wind is very much appreciated. So, but yeah, not too bad at all. And as expected, quite a busy route. Yeah, probably would have been better fitted to get up here early, but anyway.
Never mind.
At least we can't get lost, just follow the next person. Right, onward I say. We're about 0.8 of a mile in, I think it's about 2.5 miles. So yeah,
Oh, is that all? Okay.
not too bad. Let's do it. So the views are really opening up now. Absolutely beautiful. And it's been a relatively straightforward hike. Very busy as expected, as we said earlier. And we've just left the little T-junction that takes you down to Calvica Bay, which I think we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to do the viewpoint from up top first of all. So looks like Nicola has deserted me, so best catch her up. Somebody needed fed.
Oh, I need refueling.
She was getting slower and slower and then just stopped and that was it. Can't move any forward.
I like saying you have to put the coins in to get me going again.
Yeah, and the coins, just like Donkey Coin, are banana shaped. So we can see the energy levels, boop, 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 boop. So I think we can get going again. Probably in another like 10 seconds at the top anyway.
But I couldn't, I just literally ran out.
She was getting slower. I thought she was going to start reversing down the hill. Beep, 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 beep. Right, final push to the top.
And we didn't bring lunch.
You just had your lunch. Let's go.
I'm going. Oh, well, I've got to go.
Go on, banana woman. Minute. Yeah, this last little bit is pretty steep incline. Right the way to the top.
This might be a false summit. It is. Oh, I need more banana.
So I'm going to assume, given the popularity of this particular spot, this is where the Insta summit is, as in the little bit of rock that you can pretend that you're hanging off on your doom, whereas actually the actual summit is up here. I wonder how many people actually go to the actual summit. But yeah, so this is what we'll call the Insta summit, and this might also be where Nicola has her second bit of banana.
Oh wow, it's quite nice. Look at that.
Here she goes. Sit down, yeah. Oh, you're sitting up there, are you?
Oh, do you want me to sit down there?
What? Don't go too close. That's fine. It's fine there. Yeah, let's take a wee dance. wander out here ourselves, see what all the fuss is about. That's a reasonable way down, I guess. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at the views, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, stuff your Instagram poses. Come up here to get those views. That's what you want. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Well, there we go. Up at the summit trig point just out here. And I would say that the views up here are just as spectacular you get, and even the view back at the Instagram spot obviously is nice, the beach and everything, but actually up here you're getting far nicer 360-degree views. Just beautiful.
Oh, this is lovely, and it's away from all the people.
The wind's quite strong. Oh, that was Nicola almost falling over again. Is she going to touch the trig point without me?
No, I haven't.
Hang on. 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
that's her falling over. Spotted a couple of guys doing what I thought was maybe some botany work, but I actually think they may be collecting mushrooms to go get high later. We're actually sheltering in behind the trig point. That's very windy. But yeah, really beautiful views and quite a manageable hike. But we're now going to take a... Are you busy looking at your bruise, yeah?
No, I've really hurt my leg.
She really hurt her leg.
On the clamping on the thing, because I was a bit freaked out.
That's why there wasn't great footage from there, because she went up there and all of a sudden I thought, you have overbalancing issues.
I needed to take my rucksack off and I didn't, so yeah.
Right guys. Well,
anyway, we would have stayed up here, but it's just too windy.
Yeah. So we're going to make it's probably take us about an hour and a half to get back down again. And I guess we'll catch up later in the day from down at sea level.
If you're lucky, I might show you my big bruise.
I would love to know what those guys are up to, because
it's scary.
They better be really into mushrooms or botany, because that's not clever.
Not at all.
Right, see you down there. Well, good day guys. Well, yesterday evening, really lovely sunset, and we just went out and enjoyed the evening, and it did feel as though the wind was building. And then overnight,
it was really rough. I kept waking up all through the night and closing windows and stuff because I thought they were going to get blown off. Yeah, really rough.
Yeah. And then, despite what it looks like from inside the van, it was blowing an absolute hoolie all day. Yeah. So actually we've just used today, we've stayed on an extra day at the campsite, and we've just used today as a bit of a working day. Now, we're faring better than southern Norway, because right now southern and eastern Norway seems to be getting battered by a storm, huge floods, quite a lot of damage and destruction, and even unfortunately some loss of life. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we seem to be getting the sort of tail end of that with the wind, which is also bringing some unseasonably warm conditions to the area as well. So it's just after 5 o'clock, and we decided to nice gentle bike ride over to the... Oh yeah.
It's still really strong gusts, and on the way we just started off and I actually got blown off the road, almost going into a ditch. And what did I get? What are you doing? What was I doing was I was getting blown off the road, and apparently it was all my fault because the wind can't possibly be that strong. No sympathy, none. Nearly died. Or maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I did skid off the road. Sorry, where were you?
So yeah, nice gentle bike ride, and we're about to do now the trailhead from the trailhead over to Calvica Bay, where we were yesterday. As we said, we could have went down into the bay, but we've decided to split it over 2 days. So I think it's only 2k over to the beach. Just
hope it's not like it usually is in Port Rush when it's windy, where you literally can't open your eyes because you're getting like sand blasted.
I think the wind is going to be coming straight off the sea. Right, let's get on a hike.
I don't think we'll dip though. Bit too rough.
Plus, got no swimming trunks with us. But then again, when does that stop us? Let's go.
I think we're halfway.
Yeah, so I think we're halfway, but we did not expect it to be... I mean, it's not difficult compared to some of the ones that we've done, but it is quite bouldery.
And I'd realised, because we've been sitting working all day, we've hardly eaten, and that was fine, we weren't doing anything. Now we started exerting ourselves. I feel really low blood sugar.
Actually, speaking of not eating, I bought a shirt many years ago. Maybe some of the blokes watching this channel can relate to this, and it never fitted me. It was always too tight, way too tight. You know, one of those ones that you sit down and there's a risk of the button popping off and hitting someone in the eye. That has happened to me, by the way. Sorry, Phil. And so it hung on my wardrobe, And it's always been my, I'm going to wear that shirt when I finally lose weight. Well, it turns out, coming to Norway, and that becomes a reality. Pulled it out of our cupboard today and pretty much fits me. Please send more food.
Yeah, we do need food parcels.
That's why you got blown off your bike.
Exactly. I'm so light now. I've got no ballast to keep me stable.
Right, must concentrate on these boulders.
Oh.
Well, we finally made it, guys.
It's about an hour.
Yeah.
And far trickier than they tell you.
Yeah, on the description it just looks like a nice little trail all the way through. Now, as we said yesterday, we could have done the hike up to Reiken and then down here, and that might have been easier.
I think it probably, if you can do it in one day, just do it all together, I think.
But at least we're sheltered from the wind here.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely beautiful. We're just sorry we didn't bring our dinner with us, actually.
I know. Always think of the good things afterwards.
But actually what this beach is famous for is two, I believe they were Norwegian, apologies if I'm getting the details wrong, who supposedly lived on this beach for 9 months during an Arctic winter. And because of all of the driftwood and all of the various bits and pieces coming ashore, they decided to build a little shelter, and they made a documentary as well, which I think is on YouTube. I'll link it below or whatever. And the little shelter is just over here, so let's go take a look. Now, what's interesting was they came here to experience isolation and solitude. But since they produced the video and put it out there, it's become extremely popular for campers. And so even just this evening, there's probably about 20 tents around. So yeah.
I mean, it is lovely.
It's beautiful.
It is lovely. But don't come here if you're looking to be somewhere on your own.
Yeah. Right, let's go take a look inside the little hut.
Soda kipper!
Have we got this terribly wrong, or is that all that's left of it?
I think they need to come back and build another one.
We must have got this wrong, as usual. Nicola and her bins to the rescue. It's actually over here. Maybe someone else has started to work on a new one for this year, but the one we're after is over here. So let's go.
Wow.
Fabulous.
Oh. Oh. Ow. Ow. Mind the rock. Oh, look. Yesterday's, I said I'd show you my bruise. I'm so accident prone.
Aren't you lucky?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Have you just broken the door?
Are you going in?
Absolutely. Oh, goodness me, you have to kind of step over the door. Oh, fabulous.
Oh. Oh, wow.
How cool is this?
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It's absolutely fabulous.
Let's pretend I'm leaving you here and this is your new accommodation.
I almost broke my face, I was smiling so high.
Would you like that?
9 months in here. We should have brought a photograph of us.
Oh, is that what you do? Or do people stay in here?
Yeah. It is fabulous. What an absolutely fabulous little shelter. All built,
Sink.
and they're all built with driftwood found on this beach. Absolutely stunning.
The it's a bell.
Oh, I love it. I love
That's
finding things like
amazing.
this. It's brilliant. Oh, I'm so glad we had the bins. You could check that it was actually over here. Brilliant.
It's actually quite cosy.
Really cosy, and you can imagine it being sort of keeping in some of the warmth. Fabulous. Great stuff. Might go home, pour myself a wee dram and watch the documentary on YouTube.
People have written things.
It's beautiful.
Do you want to write anything? I've got a pen.
No, that's graffiti. Well guys, that was fantastic. So glad that we got into it. Really, really cozy. Maybe we'll come back here in the winter time and settle down for a month or so. And it also just goes to show, although we're kind of living that life as well, you don't actually need that much.
No.
A dream, a dram, and some thermal underwear. Right, well we've now got the arduous task of back out again. It's probably going to take us about an hour by the time we hunker out and get on the bikes even more. So what we'll do is we'll catch up again tomorrow morning as a little outro. But this has been beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely. And it would be a really nice place to have a tent an evening like tonight, because I think that wind's supposed to die down. But yeah, right, arduous task walking out.
Let's go.
But yeah, go watch North of the Sun documentary. It is fantastic. And now that we've been here, I want to watch it myself. Well, good morning guys. Just finished a lovely 10k run. And actually, for the first time on this trip, I've used the outdoor shower in the van. We really should use that more. In fact, Nicola's still out there doing it now. Lovely warm water. Of course, couldn't have done it yesterday because the back doors, unfortunately, the way the doors on the transporter are, they would just blow shut and probably kick your head off. He says just as it's getting windier. But yeah, you forget just how lovely the warm water is. So we're just enjoying a coffee, and then we need to get the van prepared for driving on. It's been lovely to spend a couple of days here, as you said last night. Just lovely. Oh, sounds like someone's finished. We're actually running very low on gas as well, and unfortunately our little gas meter that tells you how much you've got left never really tells you how much you've got left, but it did flick into life the other day and it said we had 2 bars left, which could mean we've anywhere between 0.01 bar and 3 bars. But that's not bad. It's lasted about 2 months, which is typical when you're...
Towel, please.
That doesn't want for much, does she? She wants a towel now. Hang on a minute. Refreshed with a lovely shower indeed.
That was superb.
Yeah, we always forget just how nice that outdoor shower is in reasonable conditions. This one has showered in like 3 degrees or something. So we are about to get going now, but this campsite is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it works out, it's 100 knock, what's that, about 750?
Depends on the exchange rate, between £7.50 and £8.
Yeah, and you know, you've got a loo, albeit only one, so there can be a bit of a queue. You've got fresh water. You're right on the hiking route for both Reiken and also the beach. Plenty of space, lovely and quiet at night. And actually the cheapest ice creams and coffee and Coke that we've seen in all of Norway, which is why I've said I think this is probably the best value campsite in Norway.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in the area, come down here, spend a couple of nights, great hiking, good places to run. Fantastic. Bring some supplies because the nearest shop is about 8k away.
We would have stayed another day, but we've run out of food.
And we're running out of gas, as I said earlier. But that is the van refreshed, water refreshed.
If only it stayed like this.
I know, within about 8 hours it'll be back to mayhem.
The floor is always absolutely minging.
Right, well, we are going to get going, head up to a shop and pick up a few bits and pieces of supplies, and then carry on exploring north. But as usual, I think that will have to be a story for next time.
I feel quite sad to leave here, actually.
Yeah, it's been nice.
I get very attached. If I stay anywhere 2 places, I almost think it's like my home, and I get very attached, which probably is a good thing, because hopefully it means that wherever we end up living, I'll settle in.
2 things about that. 1, I'm going to live in the van for the rest of my life. And 2, that's why she quite often wanders about in her dressing gown. Actually, she doesn't own a dressing gown. Well, she's not allowed to bring it in this van. Right, guys, once again, we're trying to do an outro and all we're doing is rambling. Thanks a lot for following along, and until next time.
Sorry about my hair again.
Oh, and mine as well. See you later. Bye-bye.